City of Santa Rosa, Sonoma County are also working together on this. We have helped more than 1,500 households since we started just 3 days ago. The services include document replacement, insurance help, FEMA assistance. It's an amazing place where if you go in, any question, you can get your driver's license, you can go get your birth certificate and your marriage certificate, you can go in and ask about your permitting and your well and septic, you can go there, leave, come back. It is a place that you should go. It has multiple agencies sitting there, senior services, Latino services, rent assistance, other things, insurance, so that insurance can protect people from maybe having bad situations with their own insurance, the department from California. Like all employees, the county was hit hard by this fire, or all employers. 121 county employees have lost their homes, 536 displaced. For the last 9 days, the county employees have been focusing only on emergency response and recovery, but we're also working to open up our county services so we can get back to the work that's been put aside. Sheltering our displaced community members continues to be one of our top priorities. Currently, 11 shelters are still open and ready to serve, 15 yesterday. As of this morning, there were 401 people sheltered. At the peak of the disaster, there was almost 5,000. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to pass it over to the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Chair Gore. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Tibbetts. I'm the Vice Mayor of the City of Santa Rosa. I'm just going to jump right in with a couple updates here and keep it short. We're relieved to announce that the Annandale Heights neighborhood has been reopened to all residents who were evacuated. We are also pleased to announce that as one of the areas that within the City of Santa Rosa of Oakmont will be open again to recent evacuees. The City of Santa Rosa has also lifted its boil notice in disaster-affected areas. It is now safe to drink your water. We have regained pressure in our pipes. When Coffee Park, Fountain Grove, Journey's End, and Orchard mobile home parks reopened, residents will need identification for re-entry. We really want to stress that. They will not be accepted as valid forms of ID. If you do not have an ID, please visit the local assistance center at 427 Mendocino Avenue. As Vice Chair Gore mentioned, you will be able to obtain an identification card there. Finally, I'd like to summarize with this. All this information is available at santarosacity.org/emergency. Thank you.
Thank you. And just a reminder, we will have a Spanish language version of this press conference about 5 minutes after the conclusion of this one. We'll have a little bit of questions and answers now. I'd like to start off with Chief Crawford. Usually the most questions come from the operational side. Just all ops questions. That would be anything about the fire on the ground out there for Chief Crawford. Yeah, you were quickest.
Did I hear correctly that Oakmont may be open to people coming back? Did I just hear that from the Vice Mayor?
Parts of the what we call the Oakmont area will probably be accessible. Not where we're still working the fires up there. So specific parts, those will come out in the press releases on those certain specific areas.
Can you address the rain, please? Is it still predicted? Is it going to be?
Still predicted. The weather's cooling, but light, but a lot lighter than it was a few days ago. Yeah.
In
yes,
regards to Glen Ellen and mandatory evacuation, we have conflicting information on Nixle, where yesterday I was alerted that the entire communities of Glen Ellen and the Sonoma Valley were welcomed back to their houses via Nixle. Upon getting more information, that clearly doesn't seem to be the case. Eldridge is south of the town of Glen Ellen. So I'm just trying to figure out, not necessarily the threat level, but if they are in a mandatory evacuation zone or not, because I'm hearing different things.
That's a great question. That'll be a sheriff-related question specific to the actual evacuations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Yes, sir.
As the firefighters are getting kind of deeper, talking about this Tubbs fire, you say that they're going to some pretty steep areas. It's getting a little bit more maybe dangerous. Can you relate what the firefighters are doing today to give a sense of their relative risk and relate it to what's going on in Santa Cruz today, where there have been some injuries to first responders?
Okay. The question was specifically what the firefighters are doing. I think we combined a couple of fires together there. The steep rocky country up in the Tubbs, top of the Tubbs area from St. Helena coming down. It's a steep gradient coming down on a sharp razorback ridge, and not only that, that becomes difficult for us in that the fire can slop over and then run up quickly on either side. It makes it a little harder for resources. That's why we have to use the hand crews and not the bulldozers on those ridges. To make it even one more difficult is it's very rocky, and where it gets rocky, it gets slippery. In that we don't have that good footing, so folks can slip and trip on that. To add one more layer of difficulty on there, although retardant works really well to help stop the fire from traveling, it's also slippery when it gets on the rock faces. So those are the kind of the dangers that those guys are facing coming down that ridge part, where there may be some fire, a little bit of fire that's gone over the line, that they have to go down those steep edges and then come back up in the retardant, in the rocks, and that type of thing. I can't speak to what's going on in the other fire. My concentration is here for all of you folks. So I try and keep my focus on what I got in my sandbox and give them what they need when they need it.
One follow-up. What's the estimated number of firefighters who are working through the Department of Corrections on site now?
Oh, I can't help you with that one. I'm sorry. I don't have the number for just the Department of Corrections. We can probably get that number afterwards.
With this new fire south in the Santa Cruz area, have any of the firefighters or any of the resources up here been diverted to help?
We have, yes, we have sent specific equipment down to town down there. We are posed at any resource requests that they come up here that we can spare off of here as we're contracting and getting more comfort level. For sure, we've offered that up, and some resources have already started down that way.
But that's not harming the firefighting efforts here, is it?
No, sir. We're because we're able to get a handle on this. There are certain specific resources that I really feel I need to finish this fire off completely. And some of those resources I've kept here to do what we need to do. But there are other resources that are available, such as helicopters. We're doing really good on helicopters. With all the fires shrinking down, we're able to give them more aerial resources. That type of thing.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chief. Now I'll take a moment for any general questions for any of the specific speakers up here.
The sheriff?
For the sheriff, sure.
Why don't I start with that gentleman's question about Kenwood Glen Ellen? And the question was that Nixle alerts have appeared to have some conflicting information about certain areas, and it's been hard to figure out where to go back to. So I'm not aware of specific conflicts, but I am aware of some confusion. And what's happening is we're putting Glen Ellen out, and people are in their head, this is Glen Ellen, and we're saying, no, this part of Glen Ellen. So what we're trying to do now is, again, look at the most recent Nixle, click on the link, look at the whole page. We're getting really specific instructions of what's open and what's not, and we're hoping to have maps attached by this afternoon so you can actually see a map of what area is open, because we did hear the confusion and we want to try and get that eliminated, get people in tighter. Other questions?
Sheriff Crawford, so did you find anyone missing yesterday as crews were going through the Hopper Lane area? And then second question, is there any timetable as far as getting some people in those escorts that you've been mentioning?
No new recoveries that I'm aware of, so we're still at 22. The timetable for getting people into the burned areas is days or weeks. I have to emphasize patience. This is an enormous amount of damage for us, and we're working as fast as we can.
And again, all that information will be coming down on Nixle.
All comes out of Nixle. We'll put the posts out. We're getting really good, so you're going to see them very thorough. Click the link. Look at all the. It'll have exactly what instructions, what to bring, where, how to get in. Yes.
So what would be the benefit of having the mandatory advisory or the mandatory evacuation, the information go out there, when the idea is not to repopulate because of these road closures? Why would you put the information out that the mandatory evacuation has been lifted? There's confusion that lies in that.
No, the road closures are in certain areas, but they're in the bottom of the sheet. It says how to get in. So, for example, Highway 12's closed, but we sent people over Sonoma Mountain Road to get back into the Kenwood Glen Ellen area yesterday, and that's how we did it. So we're hearing a lot of pressure from the public to get us back into our house. So we can do one of two things. We can leave the roads closed and leave you out till all the roads are open, or we can choose to open up the small roads that we can get through today and let you in earlier, which creates traffic and problems. So we're just trying to find that balance of getting people where they want to be, but it was really difficult yesterday because going over Sonoma Mountain Road to get in is not an easy way. But it's all we have right now, so we're trying to react faster because of the request from the public. Okay, thank you. Did I miss one? I'm sorry. I missed one.
I was just kind of curious on Cross Creek and Rubley Road area. There's some people that are being escorted in. Does that mean that they're going to be repopulated soon?
I can't speak specifically to that because I don't know. I'm not aware of any escorts going on, so I apologize. I don't know the answer to that. But when I leave here, if you give me a number, I'll take a look into it.
Thank you. And just for specifics about the Oakmont area, because I know you were looking for some specifics, the Oakmont neighborhood to include all streets south of Highway 12, east of Calistoga Road to Pythion Road. That is the area that's being repopulated in the Oakmont community.
So that means the actual Oakmont, if we're in Oakmont, we can go in?
Correct. Yeah. All northbound roads off of 12 will still be closed under a mandatory evacuation.
Oh, northbound. Okay, so we
Yep.
cannot come from here and go south?
We'll get with you right after this and give you specifics. All right, everyone will be here for one-on-one questions. About 5 minutes from now, we'll start the Spanish language version of this. If we could take our questions away from the board so we can give them some space. This concludes the press conference. Thank you very much.
Is there a 6 o'clock briefing?
No, 6 o'clock.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said about it.
Yeah, so the Highway 12, the south side of it,